The next group of questions focuses on affordable housing. Some of it touches on the former Y site that was originally conceived of used to provide 100 units of housing, and now it's been turned for the time being into a parking lot. The question is, what do we do more generally about affordable housing in this town, and where do we put it? I think, Mr. Mayor, you haven't gone first yet.
I'm happy to, thank you. We have 1 minute again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't we go to 1:30 for this?
That's an awfully big question. Affordable housing is certainly something that we need in Ann Arbor. We need it across a bunch of different income groups. We've actually been pretty good at sending our resources into providing housing for those who need it the most. One of the PUDs that I did vote for is going to be actually right across the street over here. And it brings many units of affordable housing, 14 of them for those at very low income. If I remember right, it was 30-some for people of more moderate incomes. Working with Avalon Housing, we've done some projects like that. Replacing the 100 units, they were very substandard units when the plumbing went bad at the YMCA, has proven to be difficult. One of the things that's happened in recent years is the tax credit program that used to be available has pretty much dried up at the state of Michigan, and that's what everybody had proposed using. We had a proposal to redo that housing with market rate housing that was going to be sold, and that would have supported the other housing, but when the market started to really turn, that proposal went downhill as well. One of the telling numbers, though, about Ann Arbor's commitment to people who need help is there are only 2 cities left in the state, as far as I know, that still contribute general fund money to human services, Ann Arbor and the city of Lansing. We've actually increased that budget since 2000. We increased it again just this last winter to house the many people who we felt needed extra help over the winter, pretty much a doubling of the shelter beds throughout the city. That is a number that we have held fast on. It is a number that we have continued, again, to increase since 2000. Building affordable housing on a massive scale is probably something that's going to have to wait for a tax credit program to something to come back. Although we have made proposals to the county just a couple of years ago to do something on some county-owned land, and I'm still in discussion with some county commissioners about how we might be able to put something together that would really benefit the affordable housing, people who need affordable housing in the Ann Arbor area. But I think in the meantime, we're just going to have to continue to chip away at it, as we've been doing with 10 units there, 20 units there, 30 there.
If we could build affordable housing at the rate we've been building cash box apartments, we wouldn't be having this discussion, would we? We see that we can build cash box apartments, like the one that is in the midst of going belly up on Huron, Ashley Terrace. Cities have affordable housing trust funds, and we need an affordable housing trust fund. We're giving tax dollars to developers to mitigate their risks, to mitigate the risk of speculative development. An affordable housing trust fund funded by construction in our city, funded consistently, would provide a base of revenue that we could use to combat this issue. The city did a study, and the city itself said we needed 500 more units of affordable housing. We built something like 60. That's not a commitment, again, when you look at the number of cash box apartments that have gone up. We have to make a political commitment. There has to be political will to make these changes. We are helping developers, and we need development. Don't get me wrong. We need it, but we also have many, many empty houses in our city that could be filled if we had the political will and a political commitment to think outside the box. We're waiting for someone to come and help us with funding. We're waiting for grants for the bridge. We're waiting for grants for trains. We're waiting. Well, you know what? If you're content to wait, I'm not. We need affordable housing now.
Okay. I would like to add to what has been already said. Couple of things that come to my mind. Many neighborhood groups, when they talk about the PUDs and the new buildings that are coming up, even the Moravian, they said they were going to be affordable units. We also need to recognize the fact affordable housing that had already existed in those plots have been destroyed in order to build these new structures. I still remember the Moravian hearing. There were all these young 20-year-olds, graduate students, a lot of them came in, or young professionals came in and talked about shitty housing we have in Ann Arbor. So maybe we need to make sure that we can restore those houses as well. We don't have to build something new. That is leaving a carbon footprint. We have this notion that it has to be new. There are hundreds of houses with vacant signs on it. People have left. I go with my primary list, knocking on doors. It's empty. People have left. So I also think we need to kind of shift gears and maybe think about also restoring existing stock of houses that are empty. It doesn't really need to be new. So that's my take on that.
It's interesting because we talk about an affordable housing trust fund. We have one in Ann Arbor. So to say that we should establish one, we have one. It is funded by developers, and they put it in, and we hold it until we have enough money to do something with it. I serve on the Housing and Human Services Advisory Board, and this year we looked at the money that was there and realized there wasn't enough money to build a single unit. The developments aren't being built. We've got a development at Plymouth Green that they keep asking, can you wait until we sell some more units? We're supposed to give you money, but can you wait? We don't have it yet. We haven't sold our units. It's a function of the economic climate. They will begin to start building our units, and they will start building this up. In the meantime, we took that money and we said, what can we do with this? And we used it to give money to the Ann Arbor Housing Commission to improve the housing stock that we as citizens own. The city of Ann Arbor own these buildings, and they've been pretty much neglected. So we used money to take care of that. We used money to keep people in their houses. We did foreclosure prevention. That has got to be the most efficient way, is to keep people in the houses they already own. So, yes, absolutely, we want to build affordable housing. We want to have a diversity of housing stock. At the council meeting just last week, one of our council members who support the slate of candidates that are up here actually said across the table, he said, it's okay if downtown is just where the rich people live.
Time.